Thanks for joining me today. It's Mackie McNeil, founder of Mackie. Today's topic is joy a choice? Joy is that elusive thing that we're all searching for. And I had an amazing experience of joy myself just a few nights ago. You see, my husband is an avid hunter, and I have two very big dogs who love when he goes hunting because he butchers his own deer. And as he's butchering, he's giving them tidbits. And their favorite tidbits are the legs. And I have two big dogs, Max and Baxter. And so they each get two, but they tend to trade off and they fight with them and they parade around with them. And over the years, I've kind of gotten used to the idea that their dog legs every fall in my yard. Not everybody. Of course, we have some visitors sort of amazed by that. And it all works out fun and it's great. They have a wonderful time with the deer legs and everything's good, except sometimes at night. We live on 35 acres and we have a lot of other space around us, which means we have coyotes. And sometimes the coyotes will be at the top of the hill about 150 yards away and they'll taunt the dogs because of course they'd like to have some deer legs too. And the dogs will go bark at them. Baxter's about 12, so he usually gives up pretty quickly, but Max is our 18-month-old, which is kind of like teenager in dog years. And the other night at 12:30, he started barking. And at 12:45, 15 minutes later, he was still constantly barking. So I went out and got my flashlight and called him and pointed it at him and said, "Max, I've had it. Enough. Lay down and be quiet." And I know that sounds sort of silly that he would understand me, but it's actually worked in the past. But around 1:30, the same thing happened. And at 3 o'clock, he's doing it again. Well, 3 o'clock, I didn't bother. I just called him, put a leash on him, and put him in the storage shed for the rest of the night. And I had a great night's sleep between 3 and 6:30. When I got up the next morning, my husband, who can sleep through everything, was already having his coffee. And I went out and I thought, I'm just going to give him a feel for my evening. Like, I was up and I was thinking about all the complaints I had about the dogs and the barking. But what had happened when I got up was the most amazing thing. I walked out on the deck and the night sky was like incredible. There was Orion, great big, in the middle of the south facing sky. And Taurus the bull was there and the Little Dipper, and I saw Mercury, and I'm like, oh, I just love watching the stars. I've watched them all my life, and I thought I would never get up on my own and set my alarm to get up. I guess Max was my alarm. So instead of going out and complaining, I walked out and I said, "Honey, I have some great news for you." And he said, "What?" And I said, at 12:45 and 1:30 and 3 a.m., the stars are amazing. You should watch. And he laughed and I laughed and I said, and you'll find Max in the storage shed because at 3 o'clock I got tired of listening to him. So I put him away for the rest of the evening. And what I noticed was that in that change, when I stopped myself from complaining and I instead decided to focus on the good that had come of that time, inside of myself, there was this like bubbling up of joy. And I had a great day. And I'm convinced that if I had started that day with all my grumblies about how awful it was, that I had been up almost till after 3 in the morning, taking care of dogs and listening to them bark, I would have probably had a pretty crummy day. So it occurred to me that joy is a choice. And what if the universe is always conspiring for your highest good? And what if there's a gift, there's a lesson in everything that's really not easy in life that maybe you think you don't want? What if the gift is always there and it's just our choice to find it? I have poison ivy on both my wrists, and after I wrote this blog post, I thought, how do you find the joy in poison ivy? And I thought, I don't know. That's a good one. If I really believe that the universe is always conspiring for my highest good, maybe I need to figure that out. And maybe I won't. But what I do honestly believe is that in trying to find the joy in everything, I'll find a lot more joy than if I don't. I hope you enjoyed this blog post, and I hope you enjoy reading the whole story of Max and Baxter and their adventures with the deer legs. Thanks for watching.